minimizing charisma, maximizing intelligence, shooting someone in the crotch with a cannonball, thrust, propulsion. It's science-y.
Why you always gotta be blowing my spot up like that? There are my runes. There they are. I'm not mad. Science needs art and art needs science. They both need each other to function properly.
There are ways to figure out what the paper is really saying.
And then I'm ready to get on Twitter and yell at people about doing their own research on...
Oh, hold on there, sports fan.
Kyle Hill, everybody! He's the next generation of science communicator. I'm gonna be too old at a certain point to do those terrible things to my body, and it'll be up to you.
He's got like a lion's mane. This guy's amazing. Kyle Hill.
I'm Boo Rambo.
The universe is indifferent to you. Whether or not you have amazing hair, the universe doesn't care.
How are trees pushing past this pressure limit? Ah! Behold, my balls. Now we're getting somewhere, but I still don't think it's worthy of G.R.R. Martin's suspender.
I'm totally right? Post up photos of my frickin' hair? Is that what you all want? Yes, hello. Who is this? How'd you get a hold of this number? Kevin, turn it down. How'd you get a hold of this number? Oh yeah, if you're the chairman, then what's my cat's middle name? Dang, you're good. Hello, Chairman. How are you doing? What's that? What? No, I didn't. No, I didn't do it. I wasn't even in New York. What? Look, if I was gonna go about... No, I can definitively say that it definitely was not anything to do with the facility or its employees. Oh. Yeah. No, the city bikes are everywhere. Yes. Okay, Chairman. You always know the best times to call. You sure we're not being recorded, right? Okay, great. Love you. Bye. Chat. Welcome. Sorry, that was someone just checking in if I had been traveling to Midtown last couple of days. How's everyone doing today? Rex. Dash the guy. Welcome. Ravdos. Predator. Captain Liquid Milosh. Mercenary Kevin Kraft. Aaron Fox. Ray Martin. Keat. Welcome. Chat, welcome. There's, I know we have a spicy title today, and some of you joining us may not know what this is all about, but don't worry, I'll explain it all. I'll explain my bona fides, as it were, right after we get inside La Facilidad. Chat, welcome. Welcome to the facility, of course, powered by Basilisk Gaming, the only esports organization that wants to create more scientists by playing the hardest games. We have some of the best StarCraft 2 players of all time on our roster. Check them out if you want to learn more. But they, in addition to fusion power, they also help power the facility in terms of pesos. Speak a lot of Spanish on this stream. Anyway, chat, welcome to the gaming wing of the facility. What we do here is we play your favorite games while trying to science the heck out of them. Today we'll be playing Stalker 2. I have not played Stalker 1, but I know that this is a very Chernobyl-y game. And I'm a Chernobyl expert, asterisk. In that, I know a lot about it, and I've been there, and I make documentary content about it, and I work with charities there, and yeah. But we can get to that. Chat, this is going to be a very productive science time stream, which we're always looking to maximize, but I imagine that playing through a game based on a place where I've spent a lot of time in person and in my mind, I think we're going to get a lot of science times out of today. Happy to see everyone here. Of course, if you want to learn even more about nuclear stuff, pop culture stuff, science stuff, everything underneath the stars and beyond, you can go to the main channel, which is our day job, where we talk about everything from Saitama's sneezes to documentaries about radioactive energy drinks. If you want to check out our latest episode of Half-Life Histories, our series of short documentaries about nuclear topics, there's a new one of those on the channel right now. Hope to see you there in the comments. Janine, welcome. But yeah, today, I haven't played this game before, but I imagine there's going to be a lot of science times that we'll be able to get to. So think of your questions, bring your questions, because I'm going to want them. For sure. Where are we going to do that, you ask? Oh, you know where. Chat, of course. This is the gaming wing of the facility. In front of me, two 27-inch curved LED monitors that have the same image on them because I can split my eye muscles, much like a Jackson's chameleon, and create kind of like a simulacrum of a three-dimensional image. That's actually how you see in semi-three dimensions anyway, science time. You can't actually see in three dimensions, chat. If you could actually see in three dimensions, then you'd be able to see the back of my head right now. Weird, right? And if you could see in four dimensions, I would look flat to you. Three-dimensional world would be like a sheet of paper to you. Crazy. But anyway, you don't really see in three dimensions. You only see in two dimensions because your image of the world comes from a two-dimensional representation on the back of your eye, your retina, which is transduced into electrochemical signals and then interpreted by your brain. But of course, science time, you're not actually seeing reality as it is. You're just seeing your brain's model of reality, and it's using sensory perception to constantly update those models. So you've never even seen what the world really looks like. Does the world even really look like anything? We can't get into it right now. In addition to those monitors in front of me, behind me, I can see what you are saying and what we are playing. Oh no, oops. That's not for you. That's just those are daddy, those are for daddies. That's for daddy time. Will we be playing more Atomic Heart when the game comes out? Yes. Do we when the new DLC comes out? Do we have a super special announcement regarding playing that game again? Yeah, maybe. I bet you're a hoot among philosophy majors. I'm not really a hoot among anybody. Yeah, I'm kind of stick to myself. Benane, thank you for the recommendation. Don't take the screenshots. Don't share them. So yeah, chat, we'll have a lot to get to today in this game, I imagine. I heard this game was quite buggy. I have updated it to the latest patch. We'll see what we can do, but like I said, what we're trying to do is prioritize science times. We're already up to like 3. I'd like to see more Fallout London. Well, let's see how we can get. Let's see how this game feels, and we'll play through or not. You mentioned in the last stream you're appearing in a video game soon. Any hints on that? Is it related to what you just said? Don't know. No idea. The games I'm appearing in, I don't know exactly when. Hope you're having a good evening, Kyle. I'm working on my software development degree, says Derek. Derek, study, don't watch me. I don't know anything about software. Except what I'm wearing is quite soft. Chat. Bring your nuclear-related questions to this playthrough as we go through it, because I'm basically all nuclear these days. In fact, in about 72 hours' time, I'll be traveling to 3 Mile Island for a guided tour of the facilities there. We'll be making a video with the people who run 3 Mile Island, and I will bring that all straight to your eyeballs. So yeah, I'm going to 3 Mile Island, which will be really cool, very soon. And then I think I'll be touring Bill Gates's nuclear power plant facility in the beginning of next year. We just had a little fundraiser for the Dogs of Chernobyl program, which I work with. We have so much nuclear stuff. I even have a Geiger counter right here. Can you hear it clicking? We have our own Radio Code Geiger counter sponsorship, Chet. It's crazy. We're so nuclear today, but let's get right down to it. So when do we get to see your Arcane cosplay? I don't do it, but Aria does. Diesel Frost in chat. Chompy, if you're in the chat, if you want to link to her Instagram and your Instagram, Diesel Frost, Aria, and our associate Chompy in the chat, both officially cosplay for Riot. So they both have officially cosplayed, paid cosplayed, at the finale, at the red carpet premiere of Arcane and the finale of Arcane. But anyway, chat, we have to get to playing. I haven't even gone through the settings of any of this yet. So let's figure it out together. Hopefully it's not too buggy, but I know what we're gonna do regardless. And that's learn, baby. Welcome to A Scientist Plays. Stalker 2. Heart of Chernobyl. Science time, they spell it like that with an O instead of an E because that's the Soviet Union spelling. O is the Ukrainian spelling. Welcome to A Scientist Place. Hard Hero, welcome. Is there a site to see how much radiation is in a place? Probably. Like background radiation, that's what nice little Geiger counters like this are for. So Geiger counters like this Radio Code 103, which you can get from me for a discount. This Geiger counter is just good for measuring background radiation. So when I mention, I'll probably mention this a lot, when I mention background radiation or ambient levels of radiation, what we're talking about is natural radiation from natural sources. Uranium in the ground, radon, which is a decay product of radium, cosmic radiation. Chat is kind of slow, Science Jesus. Well, they're listening. But when I'm talking about ambient radiation, that's what I mean. So if you just had your Geiger counter, natural sources, that's what I'm getting. And I'm getting about 0.1 to 0.05 microsieverts per hour. And we will get to what those units are and what they mean, I'm sure, in a little bit. But obviously, you're fine at this level of radiation. That's where we will start. Okay? And there's lots of other uses for a radio code like this. You can have it overlay onto Google Maps, so you can track doses over time and place and distance. A lot of cool features, but those are in some videos if you want to see. Hey, if this game would boot up, that'd be cool. Or we just don't look at that. Or we just running install script. I guess I haven't played it yet, so maybe it's just taking a second. I hope the dogs are as nice as real life, says Yo Adrian. We work with the Dogs of Chernobyl program. With a Clean Futures Foundation and Fund. Clean Futures Foundation. Clean Futures Fund. I was thinking of a different foundation. The Clean Futures Fund. And they help the Dogs of Chernobyl there. They help them with sterilization, vaccination, population management, supplies, and they help the people in those areas in the affected zones in Ukraine. And the dogs are quite lovely, and they are very sweet, and they're very smart. But they have a very hard time in the zone. In fact, most of the dogs there don't live past 3 to 5 years old. And it's not because of the radiation, science time. It's actually because the harsh environment, the harsh temperatures, predators, lack of food, lack of shelter. And it's not so much the radiation. It's if there's anything mutation-wise that the dogs of Chernobyl worry about, it's inbreeding. And that's why many people have said on my videos about these dogs, well, why are you managing their population at all? Well, it's because you don't want this small population of dogs to inbreed to the point where they wipe themselves out. And I've seen some of those dogs that do have a very obvious genetic defect or something like that, whether it's hip dysplasia or something else. And that's not because of any sort of radiation. Something's going on. I'm dropping frames because of this game? What's going on? I have an idea what the problem is. Just stay with me, chat. Why are humans so vulnerable to fallout radiation while wildlife is not? Am I breaking? Yeah, it's a crap load of lag. You can still hear me fine, chat, huh? It's doing shaders and all that. I should have done this beforehand. You could argue that I should have done this well beforehand. Am I still framing gamey or are we good? It's probably even worse now. Professional streamer, thank you. Footage is lagging out. Yeah. How's the audio, though? You and I can talk to each other for a second. This definitely should have done a dry run. Yeah. Audio's fine. Okay, just a second. 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 Kevin, activate invisibility now! Okay, chat. This is weird now, but it's funny. So... yeah, so it's compiling shaders and stuff. But, why the science time was why are humans so sensitive to radiation while wildlife is not? Well, science time, the interesting thing about being radio sensitive or something like that is your sensitivity scales with the number of cells in your body. Okay? So more complex, larger organisms are more radiosensitive, or they tend to be more radiosensitive than creatures that are very small. Now, if you think about that, why? Well, where radiation causes the most havoc, and I should say ionizing radiation, where that causes the most havoc is in the architecture of your DNA, which can be quite fragile. And so the more DNA you have, the more fragile all of it is, right? So the more cells you have, the more DNA you have, which implies that the larger, more complex organisms are going to be more sensitive. That is why you are much more sensitive than a cockroach or a tardigrade or a moss piglet. Chat, are you still there or are you just listening? I can't tell what's happening. Chat isn't moving anymore. Professional streamer, by the way, with a giant facility. So smaller animals, thank you. Thank you, Twitch. So smaller animals do tend to be more radio resistant. So when you say wildlife, I know you can't see me, Chumpy. I turned off my camera. And so when you say wildlife is less sensitive than humans, it depends on what you mean. If you're talking about animals much larger than humans, maybe not. But animals much smaller than humans, yeah. So when you're talking about bugs and things, then yes, they are more radio resistant than humans are. And it's not... I know there's a meme about, you know, cockroaches surviving anything, including the nuclear apocalypse science time. But there are organisms such as flower beetles, tardigrades, which we already said, that are more radio resistant than even cockroaches are. And I think we just discovered even more proteins in the bodies of tardigrades that show us how they have all these repair mechanisms inside their DNA that help them be more radio resistant. So that's a long answer to that question. Chat, we're like a third of the way of compiling shaders. I really should have done this beforehand. The size of this game is like, it's like 125 gigabytes. How is this bigger than Red Dead Redemption 2? That doesn't make any sense. Chat, isn't this high-end content right now? Maybe I'll... Here, maybe if I just turn off my... Here, let's go back. The game is super not optimized. Got it. Wait, how am I on camera again? Oh, right. 1 second. Professional streamer, by the way. Kevin, activate invisibility mode. But chat, I'm still here. I'm still activating science times. What are we talking about? We're already at 10. That's pretty good. If this game does not run well, I don't know what I'm going to do. But we already have 10 science times. So we're good at the moment. They put in a ton of super detailed content. Well, that's what I'd like to get at. I'd like to get at... I mean, I know this team. I know the Stalker team has been to Chernobyl and has taken a lot of photos and videos and everything like that. Play WoW? Nah. You could always play Half-Life 2 again. They did just have some updates on that game. I'm at level 218 on my hardcore Necromancer in Diablo 4 right now. I'm pretty far. Excuse me. I just chugged a muscle milk. This is taking a long time, huh? Play BioShock Infinite? That's not a bad idea. Did we play through all the BioShock games? Did we play all the way through number 1? I don't think we did. I don't think we played all the way through number 1. Was that in the old Twitch days? And then before... I don't think we have a playlist for it on YouTube. Maybe we go back to that at some point, too. No, Icicle, I'd like to get some gameplay, and it's just... I didn't know all of this was happening at the same time. But yeah, chat, obviously this is going to be a stylized, somewhat paranormal, weird mutant take on the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone. But I'd like to point out right off the bat that the Exclusion Zone, I was there in 2020, is quite pretty. In the time of year that I was there, it was like late October, early November. All the leaves were changing color and falling to the ground. It's not a nuclear hellscape. It's not a nuclear wasteland. It's an abandoned city, and that can be kind of eerie and creepy. But the ambient, remember we mentioned, but the ambient levels of radiation aren't crazy. I walked around the CEZ, or the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone. I walked around the CEZ for a total of about like 40 hours, I think. And I think I got a higher dose from the plane to and from Ukraine. So put that in your head for a second, right? So I walked around the buildings, the roads, the forests for 40 hours, and I still got a higher dose on the airplane just going there. Right? So that should put something in perspective for you. Where the zone, depending on where you go, of course, but everywhere that I went, obviously, is you don't have to look like any of these stalkers. You do not have to have crazy gas masks and equipment or anything like that on. What we do put on, science time, when we go into the zone, we change our pants and our jackets and our shoes. So you go into the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone, you go into the power plant proper off of a train from Slavutich, which goes only there and back. You go through a radiation portal to see if you're radioactive. You don't want anything going in or coming out. And then you take off your shoes and your pants and you put them in a locker, and you put on new shoes and new pants, which are cleaned every day by the staff there. And those are the only those are the clothes you wear in the zone, auto zone. So you're never taking clothes that you wear in the zone back out of the zone. Now, you may have noticed that I didn't say you take your shirt off and you put on a new shirt. That's because the kind of contamination that is in Chernobyl isn't just floating around all anomalous and making weird tentacle creatures in this game. It's all on the ground, and it's on surfaces. You know, the disaster happened 40 years ago in 1986. And so all of the contamination in the form of hot particles and fission products was deposited on the ground 40 years ago, and then it gets moved around by the environment. So it's been 40 years of moving around particles, cesium, all that. It's been moving around with the environment, with the wind, the water, the rain, for 40 years. And so it's concentrated in the environment in certain places. It's not just floating around and you'll just breathe it in. That's why walking around in the zone, we didn't need to wear respirators. Now, it's different when you're going into a different place. When I went into the actual power plant where the reactor buildings are, then yes, we did wear masks, but we didn't wear respirators. And even when I went inside the NSC, or the new safe confinement, man, this is like, I'm doing like a lecture right now. I kind of like it. Even when I went inside the NSC, or the new safe confinement, we still weren't wearing respirators. We were wearing basically really good COVID masks. So I'm mentioning this to just give you all a very visceral perspective of what it's actually like there. You're not in these oxygen tank gas mask situations. You're in I'll just make sure someone washes the bottom of my shoes later situation, which really isn't that bad. And like I said, it's very pretty out there. By fact that it's abandoned and it's taken over by nature. The city roads of Pripyat, you can hardly see them anymore. It's all jungle out there, man. The dogs are very pretty, and they're very smart. And there's insects around, and it's not what you expect from portrayals of games like this and Chernobylite and Call of Duty and those kinds of games where they portray it like everything's dying there and no one can live there for 10,000 years. I think that's simply not true. the rates just aren't there, and the contamination isn't. Like whenever you see popular depictions of a radioactive wasteland, you always see particles like floating through the air and stuff. But none of these places are like that. Not even Fukushima. And I spent 10 days in Fukushima and Hiroshima. And that's it's not the case there either. And people live in Fukushima. And if I, gun to my head, you say, could people go back and live in parts of Chernobyl or the exclusion zone? I'd say, yeah. Depends. But, of course, that depends on whether or not it's been cleaned up at all. The difference between Japan and Ukraine is that the Japanese undertook a massive cleanup. Billions and billions and billions of dollars, a massive cleanup for the Fukushima exclusion zone areas. We're talking about billions of kilograms of soil and stuff like that cleaned up, or rather gathered and then disposed of. So it's not clean. So those are two different things. I guess I was kind of comparing apples to oranges there. But there's still a decently high ambient level of radiation in Fukushima, depending on where you go. But studies of Fukushima, and I've said this too in our video series, that I don't think Fukushima should have been evacuated to the extent that it was. And certainly not for the amount of time that it was. I'm sure a similar argument could be made for Chernobyl. Why? Because the contamination was not... If you go, like when you see the miniseries or whatever, if you're going next to the elephant's foot, or if you're a liquidator on top of the roof where it exploded, yeah. But if you're 30 kilometers away and it's 40 years later, that's quite different. Chernobyl isn't ready for habitation yet because of contamination of resources. I just drank vodka made from apples grown in the CEZ. And I just filmed a short about that today, which you'll see. But there are things that you can eat and things that you can drink. I ate sushi in Fukushima, man. It's all of these things have a valence of gloom and doom and death and destruction, where the reality is a lot more tame. And with everything that I've tried to do, I've tried to show you that when you understand radiation, contamination, and these disasters, in the context of everything, they're not exactly what you expect. Wait. Can I not use my controller? I can't even see my mouse. Where's my cursor? Where's my cursor? F to pay respects. All right. Now can I use my... Now, okay, there's my cursor now. But now my controller's not working. Sick. All right, I'm just going to get back to... I have to bump this up a bit because I can't see anything. Chat, I hear that the voices in this game are pretty... the voice acting in this game's pretty rough. Do we go for the... We can do text, but do we do Ukrainian instead for the voiceover language? I don't know. Well, let's try it. I want to see how bad it is, actually. All right. I just need to... Ooh, it looks nice. I'm going to sync this to... Oh, no. Let's go medium for now. Just so... Because we were framey gamey before. I don't want to be framey gamey. Let's do that. Okay, and then let's do frame rate. FOV. Desync on frame rate. Limit that stuff. Okay. Okay. Now. 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 Here we go. Here we go. Bam. Here we are. How are we doing now? Okay, it's not detecting my PS5 controller. Sick. Let's try my PS4 controller. YouTube, you haven't said anything in like 10 minutes. Are you guys alive? Please. Say something, anything. Let's try a PS4 controller. And that works. Are we still framing gaming? We good? YouTube, please. It's time for science times. Oh, we're back in business now, baby. Yeah, my PS4 controller's working. I can't see anything that YouTube chat is saying.
1 second.
Whoa, that looks weird. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, there you are. There you are. Jesus. This game is gonna kick your butt in a good way. Okay. See, now I would consider that like a hot particle. So a hot particle is actual pieces of fuel that came out of the core during the Chernobyl disaster. And that's what I'm really afraid of in Chernobyl. These pieces of uranium from the exploded reactor that went out into the environment. They can be extremely hot.
Dr. Dallin, are you sure the perimeter surrounding the zone is really enough? If a powerful emission were to occur, we would...
Listen, the zone has remained stable for years. Besides, we didn't establish the most advanced institution in human history without first guaranteeing its safety. As the head of the Scientific Institute for
I have
Research
hundreds
at the
of hours in
Chernobyl
this game, and I beat it,
short,
and I only beat it with
I believe
180
the wonders that we will
deaths.
bring to the world far outweigh the potential risks.
How big are these risks exactly?
Can I pause?
The zone reveals a whole new world.
So that is
We can
Chernobyl in the
stick with the old
background.
one, fearing change.
Except
But tell me,
the original,
do you want our descendants to
the
remember us as
original
cowards?
smokestacks are
Or
now
as
covered.
those who dared to venture
Reactor
forward
4
to
are
a
now
new,
covered
better humanity?
by the NSC. Voss on YouTube is a hot particle like an orphan source. No. An orphan source is a radioactive thing that is no longer under regulatory control. A hot particle is a piece
The
of
injured
fuel
were evacuated.
or
I
some
remind
other
our listeners
material.
that a similar incident happened in our region quite recently,
Genuine.
ruining homes and livelihoods.
Game volume?
City
Yeah, the volume is
officials urge
very
people
high.
to stay
I'll turn it down in a second.
assuring them the situation is totally under control.
I mean, for medium, this looks really good already. Like shrapnel? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just starting right now. I had to load shaders, but we did a little lecture. We did a little lecture on everything about the zone.
You alive back there?
I'm okay.
So, Chad, I didn't meet any stalkers in the zone, but I did
really
see.
Raging today.
But I did see some of their handiwork.
It was a hell of a blast. Can't remember one.
I did go into areas in the CEZ where I saw kind of like these logbooks that stalkers would put down where they say, oh, I was here on this day, and then someone else would say, I was here on this day. So I did see their handiwork. Oh, that bird's
The
dead.
central checkpoint could be on alert after the emission, but there's another way in. Crack in the wall to the left of the fault. Bugger off! Hope you didn't lose your secret artifact along the way. If it was outside the zone for too long, it would have lost its anomalous energy. But I've got this shiny metal thing to recharge it.
Okay.
One lucky activation, and we have a gold mine here.
We had Kyle et al.
Visual detection of the vault. I say again, Sector 9, visual detection of the vault.
All right, how's the frames now, Chad? It should be good.
Show me what you found.
It should be synced up. Remember, we're on medium, so medium graphics, so
What the hell is this?
might not look crazy. But...
I've seen artifacts taken from the zone before. They always burn out and fall apart real fast.
Great.
But this one?
This one is not from the zone.
Oh, I bet. Where'd you find it?
In my laundry basket.
So see that pocket on his shirt? So he has his cigarettes in his left pocket, but in front of that, that looks like a pocket for a personal dosimeter. You wear stuff like that in the zone and in the nuclear power plant region to continuously monitor your overall radiation dose over time. And that will tell you if you've gotten too much of a dose.
Owes me a new home. We gotta move.
I assumed it was a Zippo. Yeah, it probably is just a Zippo. Science time. I may have been overestimating what they're doing there. But I only said that because that's, you wear it on the front of your shirt pocket when you're going through the power plant, as I did.
Get to the scientist bunker. Nehoda will explain how to proceed with the scanner. He's waiting for you.
It probably is a Zippo. Eh. Aaliyah, did you change your avatar? Look at you. Look at you. All right. Time to game. I mean, I should play this by my... Oh, it's a little...
Give me a sit rep.
Hitchy-gitchy.
Perimeter breached.
But
Extensive damage caused by... fuck knows what.
for medium, this is quite good.
Dispatching a response team.
Like, I'd like to try it on the epic settings. Okay, chat. So now we can pause. All right. So that's an aurora. So I don't know if you can actually see easily the aurora from where Chernobyl is. But if I was guessing, what they were implying is that auroras can also be caused just by charged particles in the upper atmosphere. Usually, like the aurora borealis or anything you see up in Iceland, that's after a solar storm where charged particles from the sun interact with Earth's magnetosphere. But I'm guessing that if it's not this, they're implying that there's a lot of charged particles coming from the zone and creating that. It's super dark. Anytime crap is floating around, it's pretty cool to me. You're able to fry an egg on your graphics card if you go to Epic? All right. What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? Didn't want to do that, but now we have an energy drink. Okay. No, I don't have a... I guess I don't have a big enough fancy enough GPU for all that. So if I hold this, just put it away. That's that. That's... got it. Yeah, it's a little stuttery. It's not great. And it's giving me Xbox control prompts. So now you hear that ambient sound, right? That is this. Okay. So that's the Geiger counter sound. And that classic Geiger counter sound is just an electric signal being transduced into a click of sound. Right? So the ionizing radiation creates some charged particles inside of the detector, and that ionization event is transduced into sound. Do you have frame gen enabled? Should I? I don't know. I've never played this game before. I just have medium. DLSS helps a lot. Frame gen is a lifesaver. Where is any of that? I'm a streamer. It's in graphics. Okay. Something like that. I never use VSync. Okay, well, chat, if we're never gonna get to actually playing this game if we just keep doing that. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that's much smoother. That's much smoother, chat. Thank you. Kyle, you should play Black Mesa. Classic. What was that? Oh yeah, it's nice and smooth now. Okay. Sorry, if I'm pausing on this stuff, it's because it's the wrong prompts. Nice and smooth now. Here we go. I still had science time up. Why didn't you tell me? So it doesn't just bring it out, huh? I have to go. Nice and smooth. Oh, sure, that opens it.
Where's your team? I'm on my second lap here. I'm going blind. They're en route, but we lost contact. Falcon 3, investigate the scientist's bunker.
That doesn't look good. Oh, that guy died. Whose inventory? Oh. Take. What? What? Wait. What? Wait, what? 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 I can use my trackpad to move around quickly behind me? That's weird. Okay. That looks bad. Medkit, that. This is smooth now. I'm enjoying it. So this is going to take me a while to learn, chat. Because, I've been playing a lot of Diabs instead. Do you know any background of the Stalker world? No. Spasibo. Oh! I'm surprised here I'm playing Path of Exile 2. It looks way too complicated for me, to be honest. Wrong way. This game looks pretty good for medium, dog.
Stalker 3, we've got a breach at the Dagon. The bunker's off. Another ground team is on the way. Sal, I still don't have any maps. Stick to the perimeter. Avoid going in. I'll contact the sphere.
What is that? The hell is that thing? Can I, like, jump around and... Need to be a little bit quicker on my movement there, I think. What console is this? This is a PC. That is a flash! Now, chat. Ooh, do you even have bullet holes in it? Wow, it makes bullet holes in it. That's nice. Chat, when you hear about, like, radioactive bores and things like that, I just want to make it very clear that in the exclusion zone, while it's very likely that animals are, quote-unquote, mutated, there's no changes to their outward appearance, really. That would take extensive genetic changes, and if it's not crazy to have like a tumor form, and that is on the outside of the body, and it alters the appearance of an animal or organism or something like that. But to change completely how an organism develops and what it looks like takes extensive genetic damage, and that kind of extensive genetic modification via damage is extremely unlikely to happen. Don't spoiler me, pizza. What I'm getting at is if you had enough genetic damage, if you had enough genetic alteration such that your entire body plan would change, it's much more likely that that same amount of radiation would have just killed you. You know what I mean? These signs are everywhere. Yeah, and they look exactly like that, chat. In the exclusion zone, these are what they look like. And you can hear the ionization events. And see that? See that on my screen? You can hear the ionization events that you'd hear in a normal Geiger counter like this. But when you see those little flickers on the edge of the screen to indicate radiation, that's to indicate the same thing that's happening inside of this. Ionization events, right? Electrons being kicked around. When it happens in your radio code Geiger counter, it's transduced into sound. But if you're using a camera, it might create these flickers of these, white pixels on your camera's sensor. So that is what the camera is seeing. Ionization events happening on the camera's sensor. You can't see it on your eyes, but you can see it on a camera. And if you want to see what you want to see when I actually saw this, go on the third episode of my Expedition Chernobyl series on the main channel, and you can actually see this radiation effect on our camera. And I didn't actually see it until we got home and started editing the videos. It was pretty crazy. So you see in the corners of the screen there, that little flickering? I actually saw that on our cameras when we got back. Which is really cool. I mean, cool in a kind of scary way. So it's all done via the dial here, huh? Or do I have to go into my bag? Like this? This is gonna take me a while to get good at, chat. All these controls are new to me. Oh, hey. Ew. Ew. The heck is... See, now, the actual dogs in Chernobyl that I helped take care of are a lot cuter than this. They're a lot cuter than that. Does it permanently damage the sensors of your camera when that happens? Eh, probably. I don't know. I'm not a camera expert. Yeah, no, I see. Oh, I'm continuously taking damage. Is that what's going on? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Wait. Yeah, use that. I don't know how this is working. Thank you. How do I use the radiation thing? I hit the quick access button, but it's not doing nothing. What? Wait, now. Use. Got it. Ah, my radiation. Oh, I gotta hold it? Alright. I'm on controller. So to hold that, so that's bleed, and then those are okay. But when I pressed right on the D-pad, it made me eat something, which I didn't want to do. I mean, let's take everything right now. So if we need to sell stuff. His bones. I'll get used to it, chat. Tap versus hold. Oh, is that what that means? I tap it versus holding it. For bandages. So which... No! Damn it! I didn't want to put that big sausage in my mouth, chat. God bless America. 25 science times? That's nuts. That's pretty good. Uh-oh. That sounds bad. I know what that is, chat. Chat, if you're having a decent time, if you're enjoying yourself, spam your favorite modes right now. Yeah, that was a straight up glizzy time, chat. I was glorping glizz.
Have you reached the bunker? Find Dr. Ngoda. He's agreed to give you the coordinates.
I don't think it'll be that easy, but I'll figure it out.
Liz, welcome. We're like 25 science times into a game that we didn't play for the first 45 minutes. But now it's running pretty... I mean, it's running smoother than Spoke too soon. I mean, it's running smoother than Fallout London. That's also not saying much. This game is 125 GBs, baby. Yeah, I did speak too soon. Just let me open it. Chat, we enjoying ourselves? I'm enjoying myself. What? See how much health that took? Come on.
What the fuck happened here?
Wait, let's see what it says. A contemporary solution for rapid radiation removal conveniently packaged in a special injector that some medics find handy to reuse. Do not dispose of the injector. Chet, we've talked many, many times about radiation medication, so I won't go through all of the science of radiation removal as it's seen in video games versus how it actually works. I recommend checking out our Radaway video on the main channel if you want to learn all of that stuff. Hey Kyle, if ionized radiation can change DNA, could it or is it used for genetic engineering of plants or animals? Says Icicle Cold over on Twitch. Yes. So, excuse me. For a long time, farmers actually used radiation to mutate plants and their plant seeds. Now, this was to speed up the process of artificial selection. So like we do with crops and domestic animals and our pets, we artificially select them. So for like our pets to make, you know, French bulldogs that shouldn't exist and it's immoral and we should stop doing it. But to make those animals, we select the animals with the traits that we want and we breed them over time. Now, farmers wanted to do that too with their crops. They wanted sweeter apples and juicier tomatoes. But to speed up that process, to give more mutations from which to artificially select, they subjected them to sources of radiation and then continued on that process. So Icicle over on Twitch, yes, you're exactly right. We did do that. I think it's mostly not done like that anymore. Except maybe in some parts of the world. Why? Because genetic engineering is so successful. We don't need to we have the scalpel of genetic engineering. We do not need to use the sledgehammer of random mutation. Liz Calvert with the 5, as always. Thank you, Liz. The super chat's not even appearing. I'm not getting the TTS. I don't know what the heck is wrong with Stream Elements. I'm sorry, Liz. Well, Liz, as always, tiny human question of the week. Why do we get more nosebleeds in winter? My mom says it's because the air is drier, but that sounds sus. I would imagine your mom's pretty close to correct in that when it's cold outside, your blood vessels constrict. It might make the tissue thinner in your nose. But then without a lot of cold, dry air might dry up the mucous membrane that's inside of your nose, inside of your mouth, making it easier to rip if you are blowing your nose or picking your nose or otherwise sticking stuff up your nose. So I would guess it's something like that, but I'm not a biologist. I'm a Chernobyl expert asterisk. This is running pretty good, even with the stream up. It's not bad now, guys. Thank you for your advice on what settings to use. Petro Yorokin. You tell me I can fit all that in my butt? No way. I can fit anything in my butt if I try hard enough. Sorry, all of the... Ooh, I like the 74S. All of the button prompts are for an Xbox controller, which I'm not using, so I'm getting a little confused. Nope. Let's reload this bad boy. You got auto-modded. Kiefer, welcome. Now, I know there's a liquor out here, or whatever you guys want to call it. I know there's a bloodsucker out there, and I know it's probably going to kill me. And I know I won't have fun. But here we are. What am I missing? I feel this is like Escape from Tarkov right now. Where's the stupid little thing that was placed in a stupid little place? See, Chad, the thing that you don't know about me is that I would love to stay in a weird little bunker like this. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Maybe this guy. Oh, he's dead. Hi, didn't expect you playing this game, says Omana. Hello from Ukraine. I was in the Chernobyl area 2 times. Omana, welcome. Slava. Happy to have you here.
Well, what is it? Any updates?
Nope, no
Igor is
updates.
Dead. So are the other scientists.
Dead? Oh, God. We're screwed. Get out of there immediately.
Stop freaking out and tell me where the data is stored.
Find his laptop. The coordinates should be in there.
I've also spent some time in the zone, Omana. So this is pretty cool so far. Look at this relic.
Hey, Nagoda. What's up? Have you met Herman's client yet? Tell him a new mission means...
Yeah, that
new
was a Wi-Fi
coordinates.
dongle.
New coordinates means a new
This
bill.
game is bigger than all PS1, all pre-PS1
Igor's
games
dead.
combined.
I'm Mr. Client.
Jeez.
Whoa. That's a hell of a mess you got there, boys. Well, screw that smart-ass bastard. I never liked him anyway. Hold on a sec, Mr. Client. Did Herman at least tell you what to do with the coordinates?
Nope. You tell me.
Remind me.
Holy fucking cow. Will you let me eat in peace for once?
What?
All right. Follow
You-
the coordinates and stick
You
your
told me
scanner
to
into the
ask
ground.
you. I'm not
Then
letting
back
you...
off. When it's all done, you pick it up. Got it? If not,
I'm not bothering...
That's your problem.
You're the one who's bothering
I'm not
me.
a damn help desk. So long, Mr. Client.
Chad, if you want me...
You have the coordinates. I hope you do.
Chad, if you want me to redo all of the voice acting in this game myself,
Good thing it's been a walk in the park until now.
spam your favorite emoji. I know I'm about to die here, so... You're in the lesser zone.
First, find the detector. This is a mobile lab. Scientists ought to have at least one.
I've already got a detector.
You'll need to acquire an artifact to shield yourself from the scanner's radiation. If you don't, you might end up joining Nagoda.
How?
Find an anomaly. After the emission, it shouldn't be that difficult. Then use the detector's signal to navigate it. If the stalkers have figured it out, I'm sure you can too.
How do I...
After that, attach the artifact to your belt and go plant the scanner.
Oh.
Just try not to get killed in the anomaly. That would be rather embarrassing.
Oh. Wait. Wait. Oh, okay. That doesn't look like a slug, chat. Nice to see you playing Stalker. Oh, it's an Australian donation. 1 second. Rainbow Dash, my favorite Australian with the Australian $20. I don't know why TTS isn't playing. I don't know why it's not showing your super chat there, but I appreciate your Rainbow. Nice to see you end up playing Stalker after I spent 2 years annoying you to play it. Indeed. This game's running pretty well so far, even though I'm about to die to an invisible piece of crap. Ah! Oh. I guess. Yeah, no, Rainbow, all the TTS used to work, but now it's not. I don't get it. Ew! You look gross. Beware the dust particles. No, I know. Shotguns and slugs. All right, I'll look out for it. They made them much easier to kill. Yeah, I was watching some other people play it. And yeah, they couldn't get past that first guy. Don't go in the water, that's what my Geiger counter says. Oh. Did you just start? Yes. Never played... Oh. Never played a stalker game before, but I am basically a stalker. Having been through the exclusion zone myself. Chat, I used to get nightmares. I still get, actually, not bad for a controller player. I still get reoccurring nightmares where I get irradiated to death. And I guess that's just a result of me thinking about radiation stuff all day, every day. But I have nightmares about it. My hair falls out. It's a real tragedy. So that was also in microsieverts per hour. Maybe that's a decent time to talk about this. So most of the Geiger counters that I've encountered, most of the Geigers that I've Geiger countered, use microsieverts. And sievert is a unit of ionizing dose that tells you what happens to humans such as we. So we link it to what it does to humans and tissue sieverts. The other older units, or other units and some that we don't use anymore, like REMs, RADs, Röntgens, those can measure just raw energy in the radiation. Like how much energy is deposited into some material. So most Geiger counters I've seen or I've used in zones are microsieverts. And so it's micro because most of the radiation you'll encounter everywhere is not very much. So micro is 1/1,000,000th of a sievert. Now, to give you an idea of what is bad, 1 sievert is going to give you radiation sickness. 10 sieverts is guaranteed, well, not guaranteed, but 99% fatal. Which is to say 99 to 100% of people that receive 10 or more sieverts of dose will die, even with medical treatment. So, to put you at ease a little bit, Squidman, welcome, Squiddy. Background radiation in the room that I'm in right now is 4 1/100ths of 1/1,000,000th, 1/400th million, 1/400. It's small. Less than 1/1,000,000th of what would get me radiation sickness. Beep boop.
I'm okay. Is charging always this Noisy?
No, but that rock of yours is pretty unusual. Check the scanner quick.
I bet you didn't notice the 50 pounds of radium that I had into your bed. I'd be dead. Alexander Kotman, thank you, my man. 5 gaming memberships. You're always here. I appreciate you being here. You don't have to support us that way, but I appreciate when you do. Thanks, Alex.
Is it charged?
Nope.
I knew it. I told
The voice acting is quite bad.
Hurry back or I'll leave without you.
Hey, yo, I've been waiting for you to play this. Been laying myself Googling phenomenon. Now I have all the science times. Says Charlie.
Calm down. I've got some time left. Heading for the next spot.
Voice acting is atrocious, actually. Ow. Ow. Wow, they do a lot of damage, huh? Ow, my face and arm. Oh, I'm bleeding. He just died in Ukrainian. Uh-oh, that's a grenade. Wow, the aim assist is not great here. Who's behind me? Alright, we good. We good. Give me all this crap. We're not at even close to max. I can see how playing this game for a long time would be pretty awesome. Actually. Do I have... That's broken. Yeah. See if they got anything at their camp. Why don't you play with mouse and keyboard? Because I never do that. Switch language to Ukrainian? Yeah, I'm thinking about it, but I haven't played this game before, so I just want to see what's going on. Did I... Yeah, there's captions on for y'all, right? Polly, thank you for gifting a subby bubby. Appreciate it. Why do I have to kneel down and do this every... Boxes do not like to be touched. These No! Stay away! No, I'm just trying to get some ammo. Will you please just... No! 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 Stay away from me. Okay, sorry. So like I said, chat, the you're getting impingements of ionizing radiation on the corners of the screen there. I actually saw that inside the dome. You should go check out that video. It's very cool. I think I'm actually one of the only people in the world. I mean, there's probably dozens and dozens. But I think I'm one of the only people in the world, civilians, that have gone underneath the dome. And then when we got back and checked the footage, and we saw that radiation-induced static on the camera sensor, we were like, oh, damn, that's kind of cool. So again, another inside. We're not going to get anywhere near through this game. Another thing. So this is 0.05 microsieverts per hour. Underneath the dome, which is the new safe confinement, which is where the ruined core of Chernobyl sits underneath a giant dome. It's like 20. Oh yeah, Chris, these are very comfy. Me and my team are enjoying the Basilisk, our esports organization, your esports organization. They're very comfy. We're enjoying them. Does the air feel spicy in here? Says lifeguard Leroy. I hope not. So underneath the dome, it's about 20. Okay. So who wants to do the quick math? How many 0.05s fit into 20? Who wants to do it, Jen? Dr. Nick says 400. Pizza Badger says 40. I can tell you, one of you is wrong. 7. No. So yeah, it's a lot spicier underneath the dome. Now, I've also stood in front of the ruined Fukushima reactors. And out there, as far as I want to go, as close as I want to get to the Fukushima reactors where they took us on our tour, that was 100 microsieverts per hour. So if this was 0.1, that'd be 1,000 times more, right? That's kind of crazy. But again, just to give you a perspective on how these numbers work out. I said 0.05 into 20, Liz. So if this is basically 0 microsieverts per hour, underneath the dome in Chernobyl, it's like 20. Inside, in front of the Fukushima reactors, it's like 100. And the ambient level of radiation in Fukushima and Chernobyl exclusion zones, if you're just walking around, is like between 1 and 5. So I hope that gives you some sort of idea there. I want to go on that boat. I see a light in the boat. Uh-oh, the boat is spicy. That sounds bad. That sounds bad. Oh, sure. What is that? Who? What? 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 Ah! Stop it!
Don't plant the scanner and get out of here.
What is that? What the? Hey, you stupid ghost. Hey, piss off, ghost. I want that ammunition. That's not ammunition. Ow! Damn ghosts. Uh-oh. That's a decent amount of rads. Ow. Ow! Ow! Stop it! How do I get up there? Don't throw that bucket at me. Ow! You piece of crap. Okay, so you can't do that. How do I get up there? Oh. Probably the ladder. Ow! Frickin' stop it! Ow! Ow! Wait. Did I need to... Oh, I didn't even need to put it up here, did I? You can shoot the cloud. Can I? Ah, screw this. No, the fall damage. I negated the fall damage, you see that? Ah, fuck it! Alright, screw you, ghosts. I'm going home. I'm going home. Ow! Jesus. I just got barreled. I just wanted to see what the barrels were all about. Can I eat that? No. Uh-oh. Framey gave me. Oh. Oh. Oh, the stream. It's loading shaders, isn't it? Oh no. Chat. Chat, what's happening? Why is it doing this to me? What's going on? What? Is it me or is your fan kind of loud? Yeah, my fan's loud. What is happening? What is this? I can't even pause. What is going on? Can you still hear me just fine? Or is this game really can't load itself? I said, or is this game really can't load itself? Okay, I'm back. We're back. Chat, are we back? Is the stream back? What's going on? Did you not have the graphic thing saved? Oh, maybe not. .5 FPS. Not great, not terrible. We have audio, but your screen is frozen? Oh my god. I don't know what's going on, chat. I don't know what's going on. Wait, are we back? No. This is ridiculous. Oh, we're so back. It works when it's paused. This is going to be unplayable. Like, we won't be able to do this. We won't be able to do this if this happens every time I pause or every time I die or reload. There's no way. Because I'm, like, my playback right now on OBS is like a minute behind. Let me see something. No, I know there's a stream delay, but it's usually like 1 or 2 seconds. Yeah, that's weird. But it's so far behind. Chat, I can't even tell what the hell I'm doing. Oh god. All right, if it happens again, type F. Lower the graphic settings even more? Yeah, maybe. I'm not going to be able to play this, chat, if it's going to do this the whole time. Oh my god, oh god, it's so gamey and framey. See, chat, now I'm playing on my end now, but it's at such a delay I can't tell what you guys are what you guys are even reacting to. I'm on fire, apparently? I'm just being lit on fire.
Herman, Solder's premium coordinates smell like a scam.
His coordinates always work like a charm. But the emission could have thrown a wrench in the
Chat, is this working at all?
We'll find out soon.
Because my playback is so far behind, I can't tell what you guys are seeing. It's kind of horse hockey.
Skip, are you there? The place is swarming with soldiers. They're gonna shut everything down and then you'll never get out of the zone.
Just one spot left.
Did you hear me? Drop the damn scanner and come back right now.
I've got nowhere to go back to, Herman. Over and out.
Man, he's not good at voice acting. I mean, I'm sure he's a fine actor, maybe. Chat, I am disheartened by this. Wait, am I back? No, I'm like 30 seconds behind. It makes me feel bad. Yesn't? There better not be any more frickin' ghosts throwing crap at me. Now these are some low graphics. All right, chat said that I'm about to get all my stuff taken away from me anyway. So why don't we just plant this bad boy? Cool. Charged up.
What's that? Some kind of anomaly. Quiet. I see the scanner. Tracing for anomalous activity in radio signals.
Maybe they're friendly.
Situation unclear. You, inside. You, to the roof. Move out.
You guys didn't tell him to stash his stuff in the safe? What?
Come in, HQ. Damn it.
I just want to talk to him. I just want to... I just want to talk to him. I'm getting nauseous. Oh, I'm getting nauseous from this camera. Oh, I'm getting nauseous. You gonna say anything, or? Oh, okay.
Finish him, and let's make tracks.
If you like weird dogs, chat, look away. Oops.
What the?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Some fireworks, huh?
No, some fireworks, eh?
I'm your guardian angel. Here's a bolt.
Here's a bolt.
Where the hell would I need a bolt?
Take a look around.
Oh, crap.
Yep. Toss it into the anomaly, then while it resets, run like hell. Got it? Now go.
Let's talk.
God damn it. I want to plink you. Dunk. 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 Hey, don't move. Dunk. Oop, that's a jump button.
I knew you could do it. Well, okay, I didn't really know, but
oh man,
sure
these graphics look like Half-Life 1.
How'd you get here without any gear?
Long story short, bad luck. By the way, I'm looking for someone nicknamed Sauter. Know anywhere I could ask around about him?
If you're looking for somebody, go to Zalicia. Talk to Warlock, the local bartender. He might know something. Or maybe not. It depends. Squint. Damn it, man.
Chad, the problem is that if we want to do science times, I need to interact with you in real time, but now I'm like a full 30 seconds ahead of you. What do you know about dogs at Chernobyl? A lot. It depends on what you want to talk about specifically, but we know a lot of science times about said doggery do's. How do I make How do I make what I'm doing catch up? That's what's confusing me right now. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. The stream's gonna go down for a second. Okay. On my back. Am I back? Am I silky smooth? Why isn't it playing? Carl, you really should get a second PC for streaming. Yeah, no, I know. I just don't stream that much. The radiation-resistant dogs are cool. Well, it's an open question whether or not they're actually super radiation-resistant. Because they are having some mutations. Okay. Okay, oh, wait. Okay, wait. All right, are we back? I can't even see myself! The gray in your beard is gone? What? How does that even work? Oh, it never started on Twitch again. So dumb. There we are. Are we back? Are we back and are we silky? I think we're back and I think we're silky. Okay. Okay. Can you read us now? Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I was about to end the stream because I'm annoyed. Actually, Chompino, you want to throw me a frickin' claw? Hey, Janine. Silky like those locks, baby. Oh, guys, come on. Guys, come on. And now you're 30 seconds in the past? What? Okay, we lost almost everyone on Twitch. That's fine. Cokes, welcome. No, don't end. I have nothing else to do or nowhere else to be. Well, since I am in charge of your mental health. Okay. It's more like 30. It's more like 15 seconds now. Wait, I'm gonna test it on the Twitch side because that's the fastest side. Here, watch this. Okay, it's like 5 or 10 seconds. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, don't mess with me. Let's continue on. Let's try to keep playing this game. If it doesn't work, if it makes everything go all squirrely, here, wait, I'll test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If it makes everything go all squirrely, we'll stop. But we want to prioritize science times. Someone in here wanted to talk about. Hey, Jason Momoa says Rex. But one of you said you wanted to know more about the dogs of Chernobyl. Does anyone want to know more about the dogs of Chernobyl? Radiation-resistant dogs? I was joking, B.E. Rhodes. It's fine. Who wants to know about the dogs of Chernobyl? Just a little bit. What questions do you have about them? We made 2 videos about them. Two full videos about them on the main YouTube Chan. But if you want to know more specifics, ask me about them. We work with the Clean Futures Fund, which takes care of the dog population there. Why did they leave them behind, says Regular Gamer. The dogs of Chernobyl were left behind because at the time, the 50,000 people living in Pripyat, the town about 2 kilometers away from the Chernobyl power plant, that town was evacuated within 2 days. And they were told only take absolute essentials like your papers or your passports or whatever the equivalent in the Soviet Union was, because you'll come back in 2 days. And they never came back. So the dogs that are left are kind of, to answer your question, RJ said on Twitch, the dogs are mutts. So the dogs are actually a combination of dogs first coming into the exclusion zone from outside of the exclusion zone, you know, feral dogs, but then also the original pets. And then there was a process of natural selection in the zone. You know, there weren't, once wilderness took over, there couldn't be a lot of bulldogs or chihuahuas, you know what I mean? So they're mostly lab German Shepherd mix. What do they eat in the wild? They eat everything. And they get eaten as well. That's why we build kennels for them. That's why we provide food for them in the zone, me and the CFF. Because there's wolves, bears, moose out there. They are in danger of predators in the area. And I think to date, we've raised almost $100,000 for the dogs of Chernobyl. There are fewer than 1,000 of them. And what we do is provide kibble, kennels, and health services like population control, spay, neuter, vaccination, that kind of thing. Thank you, Dash Guy. I appreciate it. Dash to Guy. I appreciate that. But yeah, we've raised almost 100 grand. I think you and me here at the facility are the single largest donators to this charity in their history, which is very cool. Yeah. B.E. Rhodes, I suppose they're considered feral now. Yeah, feral, wild. Would inbreeding be a problem for them? Yes, the dogs of Chernobyl have a big inbreeding problem because their population is not really managed. Counterintuitively, for some people, in some of the comments that I've seen, you have to manage a population of dogs like this because if you let it go out of control, there will be too much inbreeding, and then they will accumulate the kinds of mutations that will bottleneck a population until the population is gone, you know? Are they friendly, says Angel Salazar. Yes, some of the dogs are very friendly. So they are wild and they are feral, and they will mostly either stay completely away from you or come to ask you for food because they know that the people who work in Chernobyl give them food. My dude, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1s. Very generous. So the dogs in Chernobyl either come up to you for food or they stay far away from you. They roam in packs. They have like a pack mentality. No dog I encountered was aggressive to me. The dogs followed me around. The puppies were super playful. The mothers looked very tired. Some of the middle-aged dogs, super nice. And you can see all of this footage that we took in that first Dogs of Chernobyl video. How Chernobyl created the world's rarest dogs or something like that. Now, to answer another question, these dogs are not technically a breed. Dog breeders have very strict rules as to what constitutes an actual breed of dogs. So this is not a breed of dogs in the same way. But for my money, they constitute one of the rarest, if not the rarest population of semi-unique dogs in the world. And there's less than 1,000 of them. Dogs are thinking that Kyle looked beefy. I can't imagine being as tired as a Chernobyl dog mom. All the puppies are so, I mean, they're still puppies, right? And none of the older dogs live past 3 to 5 years. So it's harsh out there. And that's why we build kennels and stuff. And I don't think our kennel has been installed yet, chat, but we do have a kennel that I donated a lot for, and they're going to have our name on it. The facility is going to have, there's going to be a kennel facility in Chernobyl with my name on it and our name on it. You've given me lots of stuff to think about as well. Just being at home, says my dude. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Are there Chernobyl cats? Yes, there are cats in Chernobyl, but they're rare in the exclusion zone. I don't think I saw any. Where they actually are in Slavutic, the town that was built for all the workers that would go to Chernobyl after the disaster. That's where I stayed. I stayed in a hotel there. And there's a lot of cats there. And the CFF, Clean Futures Fund, also goes there for population control for those cats. Do they track the dogs by GPS? No, I don't think so. I don't think we have enough resources to do that. They'll mark them sometimes, but the dogs are so smart. Well, two things. The dogs don't live very long, so the chances of you finding the same dog over a couple of years are pretty low. And the dogs are super smart, so we have to change. And I haven't personally done this yet. I've offered to go and do this. But the CFF has to change their uniforms constantly because the dogs learn what the people look like and then stay away from them. Let's continue.
The timing couldn't be any worse.
The timing cannot be any worse. Hey, Mark. How you do? I'm gonna try the ultra graphics off stream because this even looks pretty good on my end here.
Fuck. Now the entire lesser zone is gonna have to clean up this mess. Why is your ass still here?
What?
Head over to Zalicia and keep your mouth shut. Unless you want both of us killed.
What? I didn't know that you told me to go anywhere. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know. Where did you tell me to go? I don't. They are very smart puppers. Do they have thumbs yet? No. But some dogs, due to genetic mutations from inbreeding, have you know, bad hips, extra fingers. But again, yeah, no, Isaacson isn't I did this just for you guys today. It's a good hair day today. But again, the mutations that the dogs have or display when they become like polydactyl or whatnot.
Hey, what's that blimp doing up there?
Cal_cot cheered Dex 100. My dude Kyle Hill will grab his Thor hammer and fix any issue in the world. A bit of Chris and a bit of Felix.
Thank you, Kala. I didn't know TTS was working, but apparently it is. Thank you, Kala, for the 100 biddies. Biddy. Yeah, this is on low graphics. What was I saying? Right. The mutations that the dogs accumulate are more from inbreeding than they are from mutation. Mutagenic radiation. Mutagenic, you should know what that word means. That which can create mutation. So, radiation is mutagenic. Carcinogens are mutagenic. And carcinogens are, I guess, a subclass of mutagens? Because not only do they produce mutations, they create mutations that are more likely to cause cancer? Brian TTS, we need an Aussie accent, Kyle, all the time. Kex Dozy, I'm doing a poster board presentation for my environmental science capstone project on the dogs of Chernobyl. If you want to get in contact for your environmental science school presentation with the people who study those dogs, send me an email and I will get you the email of the scientists who write those papers. And then people will look at your poster board and be like, damn, that person nailed it. I will get you into direct contact with the scientists if you want.
How do I get the map?
Oh. Track. Get to Zalicia. Spasibo. Oh. Spasibo. До свидания. Привет. Excuse me. Zalicia is open again. I feel like even though I think it's stereotypical and somewhat, and sometimes it's offensive, I'm pretty sure I could do a better Russian accent than most of these people here. Oh, I want to slide. Sliding's the best. So I actually saw this in the zone, a lot of bullet holes in windows. It's either the military or stalkers using windows for target practice. I actually saw that. Your energy and generosity are refreshing every day, says Tim Moore. That's way too nice, Tim. Tim. The game set your settings to ultra because it had determined that you could run it. It would probably run fine high for the stream, says Dagon. Dagon, I put it to low. Might need to restart the game for all those things to take effect, huh? Oh, okay. Cool. You're doing what to my asses? Hey. 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 Dropped. Dropped. Ooh, it doesn't auto lean. I like, wait. Nice, I like that. Ah, Jesus Christ! Don't do that! God. Sorry. Arya just stood in the... God damn it! I blame you for that. Damn it. Arya was just literally standing in the shadows until I noticed. That was not an overreaction. It was scary. My project is due tomorrow. I've already done most of the research. Well, I offered. All right, I'm going to kill these guys much quicker. If Jason Momoa and Hathor Bjornsson had a kid together, it'd be me? No. Hathor Bjornsson is 6'9", 430. He's 6'9", 430 pounds. Chikibriki! It's okay, Kyle. I'm not good at video games either. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I was scared by a... Okay, this is not the right way to do this. Grenade. I was scared by a very beefy woman. I'm dead. Oh, I'm bleeding. Oh, that's... Yeah, get that button. Yeah, that's great. That's what I wanted. Have you heard about the controversy in Michigan about importing nuclear waste from New York to their containment facility? Is there a reason they export material this far? The reason why we need to move nuclear waste around the country is not because it's particularly dangerous. We solved the nuclear waste problem decades ago. We know that all you have to do is bury it deep underground. Am I still here? Am I still here? Am I still here right now? Oh my God, am I here? Am I here? Dude, forget this, man. Forget this, dog. Forget it. Forget it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm good. And now I'm behind again. Sick. Yeah, so there's an issue. Obviously the game, I know the game is buggy. Got to think about what to do now. I like, yeah, no, Basilisk, the shirts are very comfy, and I haven't worn a polo in a long time. It's all night. How's the Radithor video doing? It's good. It's not doing as well as some of our other Half-Life histories, but, you know, I'll just jump off a bridge. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's not going to be tenable doing that. So, I mean, if there's any other things that you want to know about, we can do that. But the stream's just not going to work. I'm not going to buy a second PC and optimize all this for a buggy game, and then, I mean, we already did 39 science times, whatever. Yeah, the Radithor episode is extremely good and extremely high quality in my opinion. It's just not, you know, it's not doing as gangbusters as some other things, that's all. One unavailable video is hidden in the Half-Life Histories playlist. Yeah, I think it might be the video I did about Pripyat that I had to take down for a little bit. You got any Lego kits to build? I do. I have a BD-1 from... that beard's not symmetrical. BD-1 from the new Star Wars games. Why is Germany nuclear free? That's a very complicated question, and it's something I still have some footage. I actually have some footage from Germany from our glass model video that I could make an additional video from. So we'll see. I have it written on one of my many whiteboards. Germany just overreacted, made a terrible decision. No, it's more complicated than that. It's more complicated. So, like, I won't go into it because I might make a full thing on it, but Germany has a history of alternative fuel sources than nuclear, and they are still committed to going carbon neutral. Basilisk, feeling bad for me, gifting 20 gaming memberships. I promise there will be more gaming as soon as I figure out what gosh darn games actually run. So first, what? So Stalker hardly runs on our PC. Space Marine 2 didn't run at all on our PC. Thank you for making me feel a little bit better, Basilisk. Basilisk, of course, the esports organization that we are a part of. I am their science envoy. It's the only esports organization in the world that wants to create more scientists through playing the hardest games like StarCraft 2, like Magic the Gathering. I mean, heck, we have the greatest StarCraft 2 player of all time. I can't roll my R's like Roddy. But Cyril. I want to know if they are hiring at Chernobyl. I mean, probably. But then you have to go live in Slavutic. And, which is kind of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I like it. It's nice and, it's very nice and, Slavutic is a great little town. Food's good, too. Did you finish the Resident Evil game? I did. BioShock Infinite. Yeah, so I have a bunch of other games written down that I want to try. Yeah, I'm glad I bought this for $60, by the way. I have Majora's Mask, 60 frames per second. I have StarCraft 1 and 2, Super Mario 64, Control, Dead Space Remake, Batman Arkham Knight, Metal Gear Solid series, Abiotic Factor, Diablo 4 Hardcore, Atomic Heart when it gets the DLC back into it, Mass Effect 2. Well, as they say, home is where the vodka is. I have I just filmed a short about... I'm not symmetrical. It's driving me crazy. I just made a short about this today, but I just bought some vodka that was grown from crops in the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone. And I had some, and it's delicious. It's very apple-y. But you'll see more about that on the channel soon. But, you know, the thing about radioactive contamination, if you want to make, say, vodka out of crops from Chernobyl, like apples, the distillation process is such that the heavier elements, like cesium-137, don't make it into the final product because you have to evaporate a bunch of stuff, right? So the vodka from Chernobyl is not radioactive, and it's very apple-y, and it's nice. I would love a Super Mario 64 stream. I mean, I could probably play that in a window, right? And I don't know any speedrun games, and I feel like that might be a nice. You know what? Let's freaking try it, huh, chat? No, get this transition out of here. I don't even want to see it. I don't even want to see it. Get that out of here. We go back to a basilisk. Yeah. Let's go back to the basilisk stuff. Yeah. I bet I could do that just in this frickin' window. Should I try it? Should we just chat? Because I'm annoyed. Like, I'm super annoyed. So let me see if I can just... Because I don't want to be annoyed, and I don't want to end the stream early because I enjoy your company sometimes. See if I can do this here. If I can't run an N64 game, it's me. Oh my god. This is magical. 1 second. Oh, it's in... Oh. It's in HD, too. Is this working?
Okie dokie. Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool.
Is this working? How's the volume? Is the volume too much? I don't know how to adjust. Wait. It's a little loud. It's a little loud. How's this? Is gonna get a copyright strike? Why would it get a copyright strike? I'm playing on a PS4 controller, by the way. So it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to. I should have tried for Lackey to skip. Ooh, look at the textures, chat. How late do you usually stream? For as long as I feel like it. Bonked. Now I just have to do an LBLJ, chat. Which I definitely know how to do. See? I know how to do it. Easy. Although triple jumping is hard on this controller. I know why. I don't know why. Thanks for being here, Lord. FYI, you're still in Stalker 2? Yeah, who cares? I mean, I'm just testing this out, because I might wanna... Look, I have... I just wanna test this out. See how it goes. See how just doing a little bit of Mario goes. Oh, that's that. Do I have to stand still for this? Okay. Oh, look at this. Look at the textures. Oh, that's backwards. That's fine. Oop, wrong button. This is awesome. Nope. I ran. I'm just getting a feel for it. Now let's try some nice wall kicks. So glad I caught this. Well, I was angry at Stalker 2. Oh, the camera's inverted. Got it. Wall kicks. Come on. Just like the speedrunners do. Oh. Turns out speedrun strats are harder than I thought they were. Turn! 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 This is a very strange version of Stalker 2. I agree. Wow. It is hard. Alright. I thought I was going to be able to do it first try. My calculator has better graphics than this. No, it doesn't. Wait, isn't it right here? Yeah. Alright, now the speed strat is just to do this and then go... and then grab him. Like, get in front of him, and then go... and then do the kick, I think. Uh-oh. Is this Chernobyl? Yeah, this is Stalker 2. Alright, okay. That's kind of weird, huh? Sorry, I just needed a bit of a palate cleanser from just being annoyed at stuff. Chat. Do we have any more? That was a nice little benchmark. Where do we go from here? I have Majora's Mask in 60 FPS too. I need to download StarCraft 1 and 2. That will be nostalgic as stuff. Do we have any more questions? That was a weird little digression. Guess we need a poll for the next game to play? Yeah, I mean, I might have to wait until Stalker gets some more updates or whatever. I just can't... The fact that it... Even if I go to a load screen, it's going to do that. I mean, not even Fallout 4 is that bad. And then we started, and then it was immediately framey gamey, and then we had to start with the shaders, and it's just blah, blah. Would you like a science game I loved to play way back in the day? Tiny little game, no problems. What is it? Did I crash? Yeah, the stream went down, and would you ever do a Pokemon Nuzlocke? I don't actually know what the Nuzlocke is, but I just beat Pokemon Gold I mean, Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Red on my phone. And I legally can't say that you should do this, but there's an app called Delta for iPhone. And it's incredible. The buttons are haptic. And it has cheats. You can speed up old games. I'm playing in reverse. I can go fight Red, and he will absolutely annihilate my team right now. Anyway, the Delta app is really... I played that for like 50 hours. Did you try Chernobyl Light yet? No, I wanted to get to this, but yeah, the bugs and the fact that my PC can't handle it, it's kind of crazy. Very annoyed by that. But Alexander, yeah, any app, any game that you legally own, you can get a ROM for, and it'll play anything. I think it plays DS games too. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, a Golbat? Level 51? Perhaps a level 46 Kadabra Confusion will do the trick. This is a weird stream tonight. What? Oh, was it? Oh, defeated. What emulator is that again? It's called Delta. But yeah, chat, no, we actually did 40 science times. Bro, it just made my night. I know, it changed my life too. So instead of doom scrolling Twitter, just open up Pokemon Red and just feel it. I actually did a lot today. I filmed 3 new shorts, and then I filmed the rest for a nuclear computer, a nuclear bomb computer episode. Oh, I need to get back to 3D printing. But chat, we have a lot of cool stuff that we're going to get to in the new year. Get closer to me. I got to time that so it's like a lot of cool stuff that we're doing in the new year. So we did 40 science times in the first 10 minutes of Stalker. Let's put that aside for a second. I will do another poll on the community page of the Gaming Chan to see what we play next, and I will follow it this time. But in the upcoming year, well, in 2025, for the rest of the year, I think we have I wrote a 5,000-word essay on why free will doesn't exist. So look forward to that during Christmas time. People have asked me, I got to get it out. Then I have episodes from Copenhagen, my trip to Copenhagen. I'm going to 3 Mile Island next week for a guided tour, and I'm making a video there. I'm interviewing Bill Gates in January, going to his nuclear facilities, maybe going to Australia, Florida, a whole lot of other places. Also, maybe pre-test any game a little. Yeah, I know, Jay. Thank you. Is it possible that radiation is how humans evolved? Says Forgetful Paladin. Yes and no. Yes, because radiation and the being radio resistant is a natural pressure that nature puts on evolution, natural selection. So there is a selective pressure to not be super fragile when it comes to radiation. However, what I think you mean, Forgetful Paladin, is it radiation that caused humans to evolve? And there, I would say that there are many more impactful pressures when it comes to determining how an organism evolved. To be an organism on this planet, you need some sort of radio protection, radio resistance, DNA repair mechanisms, because everything is under constant bombardment from natural sources of radiation like uranium in the ground and from cosmic rays coming in from espacio. But there are other environmental pressures like sexual selection, competition for resources, that kind of thing, which can be a much more powerful shaping tool that evolution has, right? Kyle, I'm getting an A in chemistry, organic chemistry. I clutched up before my final. Hell yeah! I never actually took organic chemistry, but I hear that it's a bitch. I hear that organic chemistry is very difficult. NDT collaboration about free will? No. But, I mean, most scientists that I know don't think free will exists. To me, it's not actually that revolutionary of an argument. I mean, it seems pretty straightforward to me. But since people asked me about it, I wrote what I consider my definitive argument against it. And I present it to you kind of like we're in the Matrix. And I wear a suit. So there's that. But yeah, so a lot of cool stuff coming up. We have a lot of cool announcements too that I can't say anything about yet. We're once again expanding the facility. I'm getting even more underground, underwater, in space square footage. That's going to be cool. But first and foremost, I just want to get ahead so I can give the Kevins a nice Christmas break. And if anyone else is doing Christmas stuff or Xmas holiday stuff, I hope that they have a wonderful time with the ones that they love. Or have the holidays with some people that you really don't like. And just have like a spite-miss. And just go back and forth saying what you don't like about each other. That sounds kind of fun. Am I a certified scuba diver yet? No, I never have been. Would free will not existing excuse terrible behavior? No. But there's a difference. And I'll say this in the episode. There's a difference between thinking someone is personally accountable for their actions and thinking that a person should be removed from society. Right. Alex, it's just that quick, baby. So in my view, even if you don't have a freedom of will, people that are unfortunate enough to have the brain of a serial killer, for example, that's still well within the bounds of a functioning society to remove those people from society. It's the same thing as, should we let grizzly bears into elementary schools? No, that sounds bad. And so I view the terrible people among us who may or may not want to walk around New York, I view them as grizzly bears. I don't hate the grizzly bear. The grizzly bear is gonna grizzle. You can quote me on this. Grizzly bear's gonna grizzle. That's why I don't think it matters so much legally if there's a freedom of whizzle. Because you can still want to separate people from society. Legally. Arrest people. Arrest the bears and the sharks of society that will do harm because that's just who they are. Now, the benefit of thinking like that, in my view, is that it encourages compassion. I don't hate these people. I don't hate them for being unlucky enough to be them. Because none of us had any say in who we are, who our parents are, what environment we were raised in, who our friends were, what environmental exposure we had to pollution or food or socioeconomic status or any of that. We didn't control any of that. You are lucky enough to be you. And equally, I think the terrible people are unfortunate enough to be them. And so I don't hate them, and I don't think we should torture them. Similarly, it wouldn't make sense to put a grizzly bear in solitary confinement. They just grizzly bear's just gonna grizzle, you know. So I don't hate these people, but I wouldn't argue that they shouldn't be held accountable in that they could be removed from society. At no point do I give these people a will, you know. Your physical determinism, Kyle, is nothing compared to the power of emergent complexity. I disagree. I know where you're going with this, Dragon Sheep. And this is a weird stream now. Now we're doing a weird stream. Now this is a weird stream, Dragon Sheep. If consciousness and the freedom of will are an emergent property of physical things, where does the choice come in at all? You don't choose what emerges, how it emerges, in what form. You don't choose how your neurons activate each other, inactivate each other. You have freedom over none of this. And so even if consciousness is an emergent property of just enough neurons being connected in a certain way, I still don't see any freedom there. It's still a physical thing, right? If a system was developed to predict a grizzly bear emergency, should they be removed preemptively for other safety? Says Octoglaze. Well, you're getting at the Minority Report argument, right? And it's fine in thought experiments that are perfectly, you know, when we are assuming a spherical cow without air resistance. But it's a practical question, you know. If you had a system that could predict whether a person would commit a crime, if it's 100% accurate, it's good, right? If it's even 0.1% inaccurate, or it's only 99% accurate, if you're talking about 1 billion people, you're talking about hundreds of thousands, millions of people that will be wrongfully convicted. And now, it's not so good of an argument, is it? Can there be some forms of freedom? Well, Aaliyah, you're still an organism that makes choices. My argument is that your feeling that you are free to make those choices, completely free from the bounds of the universe, is an illusion. Thanks for being here, Dagon, for this weird, unsuccessful Stalker stream. But if we can change our path, we must have something like free will. I mean, why would any of us bother if we didn't have to? Well, you think you can change your path, right? You feel like you can. But again, my argument is saying that you can account for none of the choices that you made at bottom. You know? Like, you go to the store, you choose to have chicken dinner tonight instead of beef, and you can rationalize that after the fact. But if you keep going backwards, you find that chicken just spontaneously occurred in your brain through processes that are completely invisible to you. You know? So are you saying that people that change from criminal tendencies aren't making that choice? It's just like a reaction to a stimulus? Yeah, more or less. You just happen to be the person, you just happen to be an organism that is receptive to changing your lifestyle, to going on a diet, to working out. But at bottom, what caused you to be that kind of person that would be receptive to those ideas or not. And then you go back, well, it's my brain. Well, do I have any choice in how my brain developed or how its neurons fire or anything like that? You know? Look, if nothing else, consider stupidity. Free will is the only thing to explain that in a satisfactory way. No, I don't think so at all. Icicle. ¿Dónde está la facilidad? I can't tell you. So I see you're kind of being glib with that, Icicle, on Twitch. But if someone does a stupid thing, if someone is a stupid person, what made them a stupid person? Thanks for being here, Tucker. Thank you for the 5. Somewhat successful, you might say. I choose to go left or right, says Dave Breen. Do you? Willful stupidity. Again, if someone makes a bad decision, try to trace that back to any point at which they had an actual choice in the matter. Someone cut you off in traffic. They made a really stupid traffic move. Why did they do that? They had an intention arise in their brain to go left at this point. Where did that intention arise from? Well, it has to be a product of their brains. The mind is what the brain does. Have you chosen anything about your brain? And then you go back and back and back. Do you choose how you grew up, who your parents were, yada, 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 yada. The feeling of choice, some scientists argue, is useful because it makes us more cohesive as a highly social species. So when we as primates have the feeling that you are responsible, it can make for group cohesion and rule following, right? If I feel like you did something or didn't do something, then rule following can be a powerful, cohesive glue that holds, animal societies together, right? And we see, apes and chimps having some sort of theory of mind of being jealous of another ape for getting a treat or not, or a grape or something like that, or feeling like it's not fair that they didn't get a grape, so they're holding back on eating their own grape. What I'm getting at is that it's an evolved feeling, but that doesn't make it true. And when you interrogate it, I think you will realize that at bottom, you cannot account for what the next thing to pop into your head is. So let's just go at bottom for a second. Just when you, Kevin, shut up. Let's just go at bottom for a second, okay? When you decide to turn left or turn right, or do a stupid thing or a smart thing, or have cereal for dinner or chicken for breakfast, that thought or intention just appears. It just appears, right? Be honest with me. Be honest with yourself. It just appears. You have never thought to have a thought. But Kyle, what about, I should think about this later? Well, why'd you think about that later? Why did you think? See how it goes all the way back? You know what I mean? Thoughts and intentions just arise in consciousness from a black void that we have no conscious access to. Then our conscious self assigns us to that role of that person doing the thing. You cannot account for the I cannot account for the next word I choose to say. Why did I say and not speak or yell? I cannot account for the next word that I say any more than the next thought that you think. Tell me what the next thought you're going to have is. Go ahead. Some of you will be like, well, yeah, I can choose to have the next thought. Others of you will be like, my butt itches. When was this choice made? Do you know what I mean? And some of these are silly examples, but if you're honest with yourself, in my opinion, this guy's crazy. Prove it. I've been tested. If you're honest with how your own mind works, just pay attention. Just try to stop scrolling, just zone stuff out. Something through no choice of your own, it'll just be like, I need to do laundry. You just decided to do laundry today. Why? It just. And from that, you have this feeling of freedom of will. Right? But all of the things that determine what thoughts and intentions arrive in consciousness, you have no control over. You have no feeling of how your brain works. Now, I want to give you an even weird... I'll let you chew on something else. Okay? You feel like you are you. You feel like you are a free you. By the numbers, the human body is more foreign cells than human cells. There are more non-human cells on you and in you in the form of microorganisms than human cells. Some help you, some don't. There are more of them than there are human cells. Why don't you feel like them? If you're so free. Now I know whenever I bring up free will and this kind of things, I know it's going to be, I'm going to sound crazy to some of you. And I'm not a philosopher, so I don't word these arguments perfectly. But that's a gist. Because those cells aren't working together as much. Is that true? If I took all of the foreign cells out of your body, you'd probably die. You need your gut bacteria, for example. Do you choose how they influence you? We learn more and more about how our microbiome, the ecology of microorganisms inside of us, influence our behavior and our health. Do you choose how they do that? If your gut really is like a second brain, and it's teeming with microorganisms that help it function, where's the choice there in how that influence determines whether or not you feel something or think something? You know? Again, the easiest way for me to explain this is that if you pay attention to how your thoughts, just close your eyes, Here, wait, oh, here, Chad. Here, let's do something together, okay? Get close to me. Get close to me, okay? No, Bozer Racing, that's a good example. There are so many things that most of your body is not under conscious control. You don't control how peristalsis works, how things are moved up and down your esophagus. You don't control, you don't control your blood flow. You don't control your heartbeat. Most of what your body is doing is completely unconscious to you. So is it really that surprising that decision-making could also be that kind of process, the results of which are only reflected upon in consciousness? Okay, so let's do this. Get close. Yeah, too close. Get your face inside the monitor. Get your face inside the monitor. Now close your eyes. I'll close my eyes too. Okay? Close your eyes. Get close to the monitor. Think of a city. Any major city in the world. Maybe now you're thinking of Cairo, or Dublin, or Shanghai, or Zimbabwe. Many of you are probably also now realizing in your own head that you forgot that Zimbabwe was a city. Or, oh yeah, Cairo. Now choose a city. After I have no doubt influenced you a little bit, choose any city in the world. Maybe you choose New York because you'll think, oh, I have a sister in that city. Maybe Cairo because you always wanted to go. Okay. Now, honestly, why did you choose that city? When I first asked you the question, a number of cities popped into your head and you chose none of them to choose from. And then I suggested some other cities, and then suddenly a flurry of other ideas popping in and out of consciousness from nowhere. Oh yeah, Shanghai, China. Oh, I've always wanted to go to Japan, maybe Tokyo. All of these things just pop into consciousness. And then I told you to choose one. How did you choose one? Why did you think of your sister instead of your father? Why did you always want to go to this place and not that place? I did say Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe's a country. Well, then I really confused you, huh? How this process occurs, or think of a car model. Think of any model of car. Why did that model pop into your head and not another one? Furthermore, are you free to choose that which you did not think of? If all of these options, like the cities I ask you to imagine, are just popping into consciousness, are you free to choose those that don't randomly pop into consciousness for you? You might say you are, but you're not. You didn't think of those. They are completely inaccessible to you. Yeah, Cody, this is Stalker 2. But you can do this with any number of choices, right? And now imagine that this is going on for every thought and intention and action that you take or have. Now again, you do make decisions in this world as an organism, but are you consciously choosing those choices? I would argue that you are not. Actually, if you thought of them by definition. No, Bear Williams, I'm asking you, were you free to choose the cities you didn't think of? Thanks for being here, Icicle. I hope I didn't wreck you too much. And the answer, Bear, is obviously not. And then you'll say, well, I could have thought of those cities. But that requires... See, this is... Turn it down. One more thing. This is the core of the argument. Bear. Okay. To say that you had the freedom to choose whatever you wanted is to imply at that moment of your choice, where anything could have popped into your mind and you could have decided whatever you wanted, it implies that in the past, the universe could have been in a different state. But it wasn't. At that exact point in time, the universe was in an exact number of ways. It was in one state. The universe, in all its permutations, the universe at that snapshot was one snapshot of the universe. Could you have gone back and chosen something else, given how all of those dials and knobs and switches were oriented in that exact moment? If you are made out of matter, that matter makes up your neurons. And those neurons fire without anything that you control. And the universe was not different. How could you have chosen differently? You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting at. Just a nice, light, comfy stream. Have I been talking about this for 30 minutes? Cool. Now, some of you are going to say,
but Kyle, what about quantum randomness?
Where's the freedom in that? You know? If part of your decision-making process comes down to randomness, then that's truly the absence of will, isn't it? If it's totally random and it just happens, then there's no freedom in that at all. Well, the question of free will seems to be a future test for AI once all the subatomic particles can be accounted for in, say, a control space like a room. Upon introducing an additional matter particle... Says Versalite over on Twitch. I don't mean to gloss over what you're saying, but the argument has always been, right, basically, that if you had a powerful enough, the deterministic argument is that if you had a powerful enough supercomputer that could account for every single variable of an organism down to the quantum states, then it would be able to predict the next thing that it was going to do. Yeah, if life is random, then that's even less free, right? Choices can only be made based on a preference of knowledge of data that's in your head, but what determines whether a preference alone is a choice in itself? Well, I think, Leroy, to make that a little bit more coherent, if choices and actions and intentions are only based off of what you know and what you've experienced, who chose what you experienced? Who chose that your sister died in a car crash when you were 7? Who chose that you grew up in a poor area to a single mother? Who chose that you were born with a birth defect? Who chose that you were born in Beijing with some of the worst air quality in the world? If these things are at all determinant of our actions, if we, as a society, as we've started to do, have started giving credence to the idea that they just grew up in a bad area. Oh, he's not a bad kid, he just grew up in a bad area. That is exactly what I'm saying. If growing up in a bad area can determine your actions, then you are beholden to biology and environment, aren't you? If we are willing to admit that it makes a difference where you grow up and how, and what friends you have, and what experiences happen to you randomly, and it can affect you so much that you could become a CEO or a criminal, or both in some cases. If we can admit that those things are determinate, then it extends to you. What makes you any different? Just because they grew up or had circumstances that were in the extreme, it still applies to you. You may not have had an extreme upbringing or development, but are you not still a human matter person? It's the same. I didn't get, you didn't get my argument at all correct, says Versalite. Oh, okay. Sorry. Chompy's telling me to go to bed. What? What? I don't think Chompy likes when I talk about free will. I think it makes her upset. Free will is still applicable even if it's an illusion. Well, it depends on what you're applying it to. But it's a useful illusion. I said that earlier, where it may even be an evolved feeling that helps groups enforce social norms. If I can look you in the eye, have a theory of mind for you, and then use my feeling of your personal responsibility to say, oh, you shouldn't steal from the group, that could be an evolved, beneficial trait, right? Oh, okay, Versa. That's fine. If the area has a determinism of who you are and what your actions are, wouldn't that mean that everyone from that area would do the same things? Well, to a point. What I'm there's trillions of different little knobs and switches that can be flicked here, right? So no, I would never say two people from the same area would do exactly the same thing. But is it true that people from the same area in the same conditions have similar life circumstances? Yes, I think we could probably prove that that is true. And to go one further, Astromechy over on YouTube, because I'm thinking about it, do you know who has incredibly similar thoughts and actions and happen to have the exact same DNA that they didn't choose? Identical twins. We always hear. We can finish each other's sentences. We think the same thoughts. We like the same things. Of course, there's examples where this is totally wrong. But there's many famous examples that we all know of. Oh, we like the same clothes. We listen to the same music. We dated another set of twins that look identical because we both had the same tastes. All of that. You see what I'm saying? Isn't that one of the best examples? Shouldn't two identical twins not have many, many, many famous examples of them acting in exactly the same way if their DNA and their biology and their upbringing was not determinate? You know what I mean? They should be as different as strangers. But they're not. Doesn't this wreck your head, Kyle? Yeah, a little bit. But I think a lot about it. Keck, okay, I see you. I see you on Twitch. This is the last question. This is such a weird stream. The universe has led me to want a taco bowl right now? Yeah, but why? Why taco bowl? Why not Chop Stop? What made you feel that way? Oh, I was hungry for tacos. Why? I'm not saying anyone's wrong or bad or stupid. I'm just saying none of us can actually account for what we want and intend. It just happens, and then we consciously look back on it and we're like, yeah, I did want a taco bowl. Good job, me. But you don't know why. It just happened. Okay, Keck, last question. My philosophy teacher says that 1 isn't a number. What do I think? I think that professors in philosophy should talk to mathematicians. There are an enormous level of neurons, and these have some amount of plasticity, which we know of now. These neurons are influenced by my behavior. So I have some level of influence on the shape of my brain. Sure. I may not have control of the current state of my brain. I cannot foment instantaneous change, $10 words. But I can ease into and out of habits over time, and I can change the kinds of decisions that I will make in the future. Yeah. Yes. Yes, of course. The things that you do, literally everything changes how your neurons are put together. Okay. And yes, that influences your behavior. What I'm saying is that you cannot consciously account for your behavior. Final example, and this is kind of a spoiler alert because this is one of my strongest examples. And many people who argue free will will use this example. All right. Or an example like this. Now, I think all of us are pretty comfortable with the idea that if someone went on a horrible murder rampage, and we find later on that they had a golf ball-sized tumor pressing on decision and ethics parts of their brains, I think almost all of us would say that they are less responsible for their actions because they had a tumor pressing on their brain. They were unlucky. They didn't choose to have a tumor. So unfortunate. What a tragedy. They are a victim of their biology. My argument is that having a tumor is exactly the same thing as just having biology that you cannot account for. And you can't. You don't choose how you grew up, how your brain formed, who your parents were, what influences happened to you randomly or not in this universe. You cannot account for your own biology, and you did not decide on the shape or functioning of your brain. And so if that's where all intentions and actions and thoughts arise, you are no more free in that way than someone with a brain tumor pressing on some critical part of their brain. Right? All that is different in that case is that they have a little bit more pressure on a certain part of their brain. But you could have grown up to have a brain that was like that. You didn't choose that. What if the tumor was caused by their decision to smoke cigarettes? Some people smoke and some people don't. What accounts for that? What accounts for that? Yeah, no one chooses to have depression, chat. You know? What I'm saying is that we are all we cannot account for our own biology, and our biology determines our thoughts and actions that we consciously reflect on, and we make ourselves the author of our own thoughts because it's evolutionarily advantageous. Or it was, and now as we evolved as intelligent creatures, now we can think about these things. Are the changes you can make over time to your brain your choice, or are they choice of your brain chemistry? Yes. Chat, this has been a weird one. This has been a weird one, chat. We're at our normal stream time. We tried Stalker 2. It was a disaster. We did 40 Science Times about Chernobyl and everything that I know and have experienced from Chernobyl. And then we did like a solid hour about free will. So hopefully I made some sort of sense. I've been pounding a single White Claw as we talk about this. But what good philosophy professor doesn't have this kind of conversation? You know, like, come in. Let's talk about this, you know. I love your face, Fidget Wizard. This is a top-tier stream, games, science, and then philosophy. Look, chat, I've always loved philosophy to the point which in my class they used to ask me if I was a philosophy major. Of course I wasn't. But I hope I sounded in any way coherent or interesting. I just want to put some ideas, I hope I argued them in an interesting way. I just want to put some ideas out there. And again, I'll have a video coming out on all of my thoughts that I think is persuasive, but we'll see. Chat, thank you for being here, both on the YouTube and the Twitch side. Thank you to Basilisk, the esports organization of which we're a part of that powers this stream. Gratitude for the discussion. Thank you, Tucker, for the 10. Hey, man. When you love something, you want to share it with the world. You know what I mean? We had a lot today. Failed stream. Even though failed stream, multiple 40 science times. Jump scare by Arya. Lag. Restarting stream. Philosophy. Pounding a claw. But chat, I hope it was in some way interesting. And I will endeavor every day here at the facility to bring you something interesting, whether I see you next time, next gaming stream, next office hours, which I may do sometime again, next main channel video we have up right now, the newest Half-Life Histories entry on social media that I don't use anymore. Chat, wherever I see you next time. If you want to see me all day, you can join the facility at patreon.com/Kyle Hill for our private Discord. But until I see you next time, chat, I'm making a choice to say, be nice to each other. Because this is all we got.
Turn the music back on. Hit the music. Kevin, hit the music. Kevin. Kevin, hit the music. Kevin, hit the...
See you soon.